Hey guys, Brent Hull out here in front of our building, 1922 warehouse. Going to show you the addition that we've done. Come join me. Okay, so 1922, old original Nabisco warehouse, right? The right side of our building was completely unfinished, and we were going to fix it up. So friends of ours, Brian and Jennifer Kita, have started Union Cycle in this space, and so they've got a gym and a cycle room and all this stuff. Our big challenge was getting it so that it wasn't too loud. So we did all this crazy stuff with rock wool, with a membrane on the walls and all this different stuff, and really worked pretty good. We were worried about it, but so far they've cranked up the sound in the cycle studio, and you really don't hear it, especially in my office. If you're right next to the wall, you might hear a little bit. You might remember this space because this is where I had my studio when I did the pediment on the wall, when I did the moldings on the wall, when I did the arts and crafts moldings, what that should look like. All of that was in here on this right side. So we have now converted it into this space, and you'll see that when we go inside. What we wanted was, and my wife and I have kind of fallen in love with this European storefront, an English storefront. So you've noticed we've got kind of these little pedestals and the columns engaged in the wall and in a rustic sense, nothing too high style. We've got these large windows, and what we are using is this is the Pilkington Spacia glass. This is the vacuum insulated glass. I'm going to show you that on the inside because there's that little nipple that kind of is that black dot, but you really don't see it very much, and certainly we don't see it when we're just looking at it here. And that's one of the main things that people are like, oh, we can't do it, we can't use that, and you don't even see it. The reason we're using this glass is because it has an R value of between 4 and 7, okay? It's vacuum insulated, meaning that there's a vacuum between the two pieces of glass. And what keeps them apart is these little dots that I'll show you in the glass. I don't even know if the camera can pick it up. And that nipple is where they put the glasses together, they braze the outside, and then they suck the air out of it. And so these two things kind of close together. And it's that vacuum, because there's no air in between the two pieces of glass, it creates this super efficient piece of glass. A single pane window is an R1, an insulated glass is an R2. This is R4 to 7. So this is a super efficient, energy efficient piece of glass, so it's high performance. And we like it because it's got a braze seal around the outside. We think it's a 100-year solution, not a seal that's going to break after 10 years, 15 years. So it's a really high performance piece of glass. You really don't notice it, at least from the inside or the outside, so come check that out. All right, so remember, we're in the original garage, right? There was a garage door on the face here. We're standing here lower. They're up in that section. That's where we did our work. Here's that Pilkington glass, and if you can see the little dots on the upper transoms and this one here, up here, it's not hot when you're standing in here because there's a lowy film between the glasses, but we've also gone with the traditional sash, right? So we've got this traditional look inside here, appropriate for a 1921 building, but we've got this super efficiency too, which is what I really love. If you look at storefronts, there's two ways they did it. They either did it with a storefront window in a piece of sash like this, or it was a direct set right onto the stop. We actually created a sash that could hold this piece of glass up and created this. Now, there is a limit on the size of this piece of glass. And one reason we put that bar in here and cut that up is because we couldn't get a full-size piece of glass that big in the vacuum insulated. But we've got a really efficient piece of glass, really cool design, very traditional. I think it works great. Okay, so we're in the spin room now. I've never been in one of these rooms. I don't know what you do in here. Apparently you get on a bike or something. So this is the spin room. Right on the other side of this, you'll see there's a storage room and then our conference room. So we were really concerned about how this all worked together, how this came together. This membrane right here, which is like a 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch rubber membrane, is really important for our sound. We got a 4-inch insulation on the ceiling, on top of the roof, right? Because we wanted to see the boards and the framing. On this wall, we've got 2 layers of sheetrock with the alternating seams on either side. There is a 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch kind of thick membrane that we put on this wall all the way across here. And then there's insulation filled with rock wool, 2 layers of sheetrock on the other side. So This is a STC 98, okay? And we were looking for a 60 to stop the sound. We ended up getting to a rating of a 98 on this wall, and it mostly corrected. We think there's some sound going underneath because this is a pier and beam building. We don't think there's much going through, but there is vibration because these joists run through this wall. So there is vibration that happens that way. Anyway, the sound is really negligible, which is great news. And so we accomplished it, right? We built this new space, we did this new deal, and we've got a really loud group in here that can yell and scream and do all the kinds of stuff, but we don't hear them on our side. Let me show you over on that side. It's really great. So there's their door, right? There's their office right here. This door shuts. That's a fire door that connects those two spaces. This wall's always been here. There's our conference room. That's where we didn't want to get loud. We've got these doors here that go into kind of another office. But look, check this out. You know, they've got music playing on the other side, and let's listen. Yeah, you can't hear anything, right? And so this is the worst wall. This is our storage room. And if there's going to be any sound that comes through, it's going to happen right here. We really don't hear very much. And when you're in our conference room, which is what the whole goal was, we didn't want to hear any sound when we're having meetings. And because they have, you know, their spin cycles in the morning and at night, especially great. But even right now, because we fought so hard for that special wall, we've got a situation now where we've got a great tenant over there. They're doing well. We're doing well. And this building can still function, become a little bit of a money maker over there for us, but really helped out. We love it. Okay, guys, so we are outside our building. 1921 National Biscuit Company in an Nabisco building, remember, is the distribution center. As we add on, as we fix things, we've gone back, restored the historic windows. We did the brickwork a while ago. We wanted to make sure we convey that story. We've got that new storefront, which is where those garage doors open, which is where the truck's parked at night. But at the same time, we've got high technology. We've got great glass there that's super efficient. We've got film on the windows. We've got the walls that are STC 90 rated walls. And so high performance, staying with beauty, keeping this thing. They've got 2 bathrooms. They've got a weight room. They've got the spin room. They've got an office in there. They've got all these different things that are going on. And yet you walk up and you go, oh, this is cool. It's an historic building. You know it's an historic building. It doesn't look like a modern storefront. And it's beautiful. So we love that. Just kind of wanted to give you an update on where our building is, but that's the latest stuff. I'm Brent Hull. Thanks for watching.